Hello guys, it's Indaba Show brought to you by PDS TV. Stay connected with us, like, comment, subscribe, and we want to bring you guys a lot of great content. So you have to stay connected. Just go do the subscription. So today we are going to be bringing you guys a very cool guy, a very smart man, a very vibey person. Excuse me if there is a word like that. And he's one of these people that makes me feel very good whenever I'm with him. He brings a lot of vibe to the whole place. He makes us go crazy. He's good. He's like everything. Welcome guys to Papi.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me. So nice to be on that talk show, you know. You just sit down, express what you feel. Yeah, that's good. I'm Papi. So I leave that to you, tell them why not.
Yeah. So I would love Papi to say more about himself. I would love you to say your real name. I know Papi, it's a very sweet name that everybody knows on the streets, like Papi. But please, what is your real name? Where are you from? We want to really get to know more about you.
I ain't got fake names.
Okay.
Correct that.
Okay.
Papi is my name, just like any other name you know about.
Okay.
You could say maybe my formal name, yeah, that's different.
Okay.
Right? It's not Papi, but everywhere everybody calls me Papi. My dad calls me Papi, my mom calls me Papi. You want to say that's fake?
No.
I cannot be fake.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, some know me like Papi, some know me like Bossy, some know me like a whole lot of other different names I ain't got on the streets, but yeah, that's the way it is.
Okay. Papi, I think you would have a representation by background and stuff like that. Please, where are you from? Your natives and all those things. Where are you from?
Okay, I'm from Cross River State. That's the south side of Nigeria.
Nice.
Okay, so that's where I was born and bred. All my life I almost stayed there. And at a point in time, I had to move to Lagos State, stayed there for a while, then I had to move to Russia.
Okay,
nice. Study economics, one tech, and I was done with that some years ago. So we Gucci.
That's
good. Gucci.
That's good. I love that. But it's a long journey from way back. Okay, and then Papi, please, I really want you to tell us what you do. What are the things you do? Your hustle. What kind of thing do you do?
I do a whole lot of things.
Okay.
You know, I'm into music, I'm into clothing, I'm into tech. I do edit. I do a whole lot of. I work with sounds. I work with videos, and I self-educate myself a lot. I sit down. I just go into this DIY kind of lifestyle. Do it yourself. So I like doing things myself. Yes, I do a whole lot of things. Yeah. Before I came to Russia, I had an architectural degree from University of Nigeria. So most times I could just come up with designs, and once I come up with a design, I want to make something out of it that's tangible, something I can see, I can touch, I can feel. So at the end of the day, it's just not something on paper. It's something I can really feel. When I started making sound, started playing around with digital audio workstations too. That's the same thing I did. I was just playing around with so many sounds, and then at the end of the day, I learned how to mix these sounds up, try to make it sound like something. I went into music theory and all that. So at the end of the day, I eventually taught myself that. So I do a whole lot of things like that. But at one point in time, I went to through NIIT. I don't know if you know that's in Lagos.
About tech IT.
Yeah. And app tech too. So in app tech, I did fashion design, and NIIT I was doing desktop publishing.
Okay. Wow, that's great. You're a big tech head, bro. When I look out to what you've said, and then when I listen to what you said mostly, there is this major part that's on music. Okay, and then I think music. When I did a little bit of research about you right here in Russia, Volga City, I was told you were the one that played a major role on how the Afro hip hop R&B got circulated to the Russians, and then you played a major role and played a great influence on how students relate with Russians. You brought it to a more friendly state for them. So how did it go about?
This is how it is. Like I said, this comes from, if you come from a man from the culture, it's just going to be a reflection of who you really are.
That's true.
So the music part, I would say probably because when we came around there, we were like partying every day. Every other weekend was a party. So we've got Russian friends. We studied with them in school, and they want to know us better. These are kids. These are kids that are just living at high school. They're like 14, 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and something new to them. They're sitting down in the same class with someone that's a black man. It's a different thing for them. That's something crazy for them. They don't understand that. They're like, okay, man, I want to know this guy, man. And so we're a couple of students like that. So we're like, we got acquainted with these people, and then we became friends. And then they wanted to come to stay and see where we're staying, how we live, what kind of food we eat, and all that. So they got close to us. We introduced them to the kind of music we play and how we live. Like, okay, we like to party a lot. Because that's what the black man does. He likes to party a lot. Good. At the end of the day, so they always come around us.
Mm-hmm.
So they around with the music too. They were playing our music every day at home to the friends. They shared it amongst themselves. They liked it. And that's just the way it blew up.
That was great. And I also heard like you had some few performance like shows maybe in the club, in the bars, and so how did you do it? How did you balance it with the student life? Like what was what was the influence that played in the role of the relationship between students and Russians?
That's a real kind of student's lifestyle. What do students like doing? They study in the day and they want to party in the night.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So especially when it's a Friday. When we're students, when it's a Friday. But back then, we used to have classes on Saturday too. But everybody wants to spend like maybe 1 or 2 hours with some friends somewhere in the bar, in the club, somewhere, just have some fun, and then you come back to school on Saturday. But when it's a Friday, students want to have fun. So what we didn't really do that. I think a couple of people did that for us, but I just came up with a couple of friends. Like it was Barker, it was Fimba. We had a group called Red INC.
Mm-hmm.
So went into the studio, recorded a couple of songs, and we were walking around like all the parties at the clubs, the cafes. We're giving them this CD. Say, okay, this is our song. You guys will play. You want us to come perform this? We'll come do it live for you.
Wow.
You know? So we're just sharing all around from Volga to Volsky. We did that everywhere. So
that's good.
and then with time, some people they'll just get CD and ditch it somewhere, you know. But there's some people
who genuinely listen to
it. They start playing in their cars and all that. So they're calling back and come perform. They'll do all the PR. Everything is on them.
Okay.
What we just have to do is that we have a date, have a time, just come there and then we perform there. We invite our friends too. They say, okay, we're students and we have classmates that are Russians. So we talk to them about it. I'll be performing here, and the person's like, oh man, my classmate performed. All right, we all out there. You know, that's the way it was. So.
Yeah. And I would say something I could pick from that was like the fact that you guys were like going door to door to go drop your CDs for people to listen to. Unlike these days that some of us have gotten this opportunity of digital marketing, like the social media, we can always share our music and stuff like that, you know. But like you guys have really played a major role. And talking about that, like the music stuff and then how you guys like influence the relationship of Russians and then the like the foreigners, the students. There is this part that I heard about you, like you guys also made like the Nigerian students come together, and then after making the Nigerian students come together, you guys played a major role of making the Nigerian students like hold a huge influence on the foreigners here, and then like with the huge influence that they got on the foreigners here, we could be able to like bring up a like an association called the ANSI, and then we organize so many shows like that. So like, how do you guys pick up each other, like from each other's corners, and then bring up this association? Like, what was the mindset behind it?
Okay, see, ANSI, I almost forgot that. ANSI itself was like, okay, we have like our own holidays in Nigeria that we celebrate that Russians don't celebrate. Like an example is like the 25th of December. That's Xmas Day. That's a big celebration where we come from, right? but there's no celebration around
We
it.
talked about it in one of our shows.
You understand? So this is one of the things that brought ANSIP together. So we have some dates that we keep to ourselves, want to celebrate as Nigerians, you know.
Yeah.
But when we got here, we saw that there were like normal days for these people, normal work days. Like we just had to find time and say, okay, let's come together like Nigeria and sit down, play our kind of music. You could dress culturally, come out with your Nigerian attire, just sit down somewhere. We could rent down, we could rent out a whole cafe. That's what we used to do then. Take a whole cafe.
Wow.
And then we use their musical equipment, and then we use their waiters, and then we just have a party there.
So make them feel the Nigerian vibe.
Yeah, we just play Nigerian music, and so we have Russian friends. They come there, they come chill with us too. So they now understood that this is how we party. This kind of life we live.
Party hard.
Yeah, you know how.
Yeah, we really party hard, man.
You know what it is.
We really party hard. You know, there's one other thing that I also like. There's one thing I want to let you know today is like you are part of these people like I look up to whenever I'm like looking out to the OGs in this city. You know, like you have a lot going on. Like you do a lot of things. You're a music producer. You are like a tech person, and then you are also like a fashion designer. You know, Papo's collection. Please, can you just tell me about this Papo collection? When did it start? Like, what was your the struggle behind this Papo collection, and how is it now? Like, what's up about Papo collection?
Yeah, you see, Papo collection is an interesting topic because at that point in time in my life, I was looking for a job in Lagos State. You know, I graduated from school from Cross River State. I moved to Lagos. So I was looking for a job in any architectural firm. That's what I was doing. I wanted to be a draftsman, just sit down and doing some drawings for someone.
Wow.
So when I got there, I actually found someone that was going to hire me for I think 21,000 for a month. So I now was like
21,000. Was it a good pay that?
No, not good.
Wow.
It's not good today. You know?
It's your days.
Yeah, it's not good. It wasn't good then. That's a long time ago. A couple of people jump on that. There are people working for that company.
Yeah, people need to survive. Yeah,
people are working for this company.
Yeah.
But I wanted to work there. What I say? I didn't want to work there. I was looking for a job. I did want to work there. I said, let me tell you how Papo Collection came out.
Okay.
Came out of that very scenario. So I had to be wearing white shirts on Mondays.
Okay.
And blue shirts on Wednesdays. Yeah, that is like kind of I don't know, corporal or whatever. So I now went to get me some shirts, a white shirt and a blue shirt and a couple more shirts, and 5 days in a week, you know. So I'm like, I went to buy, back when I was in school, I loved designer clothing a lot. So I went to buy this designer clothing. I know it's damn expensive at that point. I was like, man, this shirt is going to be like 8,000. I'm going to earn 21,000. Man, this is not adding up.
Yeah, you need to double up.
This stuff is not adding up. You know, and I want to buy a white and a blue shirt. That's 16 grand. This is not adding up at all. So at the end of the day, I was like, all right, let me do it this way. I got some fabrics. Yeah. I saw a tailor. I passed by a tailor. I had machines going, but I saw shirts hanging out. So I went into this tailor's place. I'm asking, did you guys make this shirt? And they're like, yeah, we just made it here. You can see the workshop inside. I checked it out. I saw like 8 sewing machines. Some boys were sitting out and they were sewing. I was like, man, the shirt, they look good. So I can just go buy some fabrics now. You guys make the shirt? They said, yeah. I went to Yab Market. Got myself fabric for, I think, 5 shirts.
Shout out to Yaba Market.
Yeah.
Saving lives.
Got it right up.
Since
I gave
days.
it to them. And they said I should come back in like 2 weeks and get the shirts. I was like, I can't make that. And they said, no, we got shadows in place. So that's the shirt. I said, okay, I'll back in 2 weeks. I gave them some designs. I wanted the shirt because I'm making it for myself. I had to make customized. Yes, I'm making the shirt. Now the shirt is mine.
Make it look unique, yeah.
Now that shirt is mine, So I came up with the fabrics, combined a couple of them, and then I made 5 shirts. I used to like wearing extra large clothes then, so I made 5 shirts. When I got the shirts from this tailor's place, brought them back home. My brother works for National, or used to work for National Order, and my sister used to work for Oceanic Bank. So she came out with her colleagues. I got the shirts that day. I dropped them on the floor. I was sitting there watching TV. She came out with her colleagues and they saw the shirts. I didn't open them. They were still inside this pack. So one of them took one shirt and said, "Man, where did you get the shirt from?" I'm like, I made that shirt. Like, you really are going to sell it for me. How much do you want to sell the shirt for? So I'm like, I didn't think about it. Okay, I just gave him the figure. I said, okay, I'm going to sell it for 2.5. I'm believing I'm making enough profit. So, and he said, 2.5, I'll take 2. He took another one. Then the other colleague took 2 shirts too. Then my brother came back from work that day, and the wife bought him the shirt. So all the 5 shirts I made for myself were gone. The same guy got them.
Day.
So I was like,
wow.
So I'm not going to work in that firm anymore. I'm going to buy more shirts.
And then make more shirts.
I'm just going to make more shirts right now.
That's good. That's
I told you guys, come back later, I'll get more shirts for you.
That's the other right.
And that's the way where the party collection came from. So
yeah,
it's a funny thing, but yeah, it was
cool. That was very interesting though, because like for you to get a struggle and then make the struggle look like a beautiful stuff and then make it finer. Like there was a beauty in the struggle, let me just put it that way, and then it brought out the result. Like you were trying to look for something to survive on, and then from there you came up with an idea, and then this idea has brought you a lot of things, and that's a very great one there. And another thing I'm going to just talk about now is like, you know, there is this like part of you that I think I'm not saying we are going to ever forget. You know, it was so trendy. It was all over the internet. You know, there was this TV show or maybe like a YouTube show or whatever. I don't know where the thing is, but there was this Russian guy that interviewed you on the street.
Oh, okay.
And then you were speaking Russian there, and then it was so crazy on the internet. Everybody loved it, both the Russian guys and the foreigner guys. Some of us used it to boast. Some of us used it to like, you know, like relate to these Russians. And then a funny story behind that was like a Russian guy wanted to impress me one day to actually show me like he also like fucks with he also makes like check on black guy stuffs and all those things like that. So he brought the video and then it was like, I see this guy's video, this guy speak Russian language very well. Like he was speaking in Russian language. But yeah, na show that video on kakti, on chose something like this. And then this guy showed me the video, and then it was a video you were making some interview, and then on the interview you said something so very funny. There is this popularity that came behind that, and there is this maybe like something that came behind that. How do you manage it?
Oh man, I just live my life, you know. That's what I do. I don't try to manage nothing. I don't manage it. There's nothing new. There's nothing old about that. You know, it's just that I was on air. These Russians, they know me. Say they meet me anywhere. They want to take a picture. I take a picture. When you say something funny, I say something back, and they be like, "Ah, man, how did you know that? This guy is not from this place. How do you know
Russian language?
Yeah,
I can imagine.
So I'm a fan of this kind of thing. Whatever you do it good. You understand? Because like see, that's the way God is. God does everything good, makes it perfect. So when God made man, you feel me? He understood the fact that He gives you all the power to do whatever you want to do. That's why there's a part of sorry about that. Part of the Bible that says that ye are all gods. Very small. That just makes you understand that God created in His own image, and He designed the whole world. Can't you see how beautiful this place is? The whole world. Think about it. Just think about it for a second. Airplanes flying, good roads, good cars, and all that. That's a plan. That's a vision that someone had, and it's all playing out. So that's the way it is. So when I came into understand, I understood the fact that Russian language was going to play a major role in my life. Because it's funny too. It's funny too. When I came to Russia initially, I wanted to go back the same week because of the language. I was like, no way, man. There's no way I'm going to study this language. It doesn't sound like something I'm going to catch up with. That soon. I don't trust million around me. You know? So that's the way it was. I would have to sit down. I was like, okay, I'll walk around. Whenever I hear Russian say something, I just keep repeating that. I don't want to know what it means. I just keep repeating that until just the way he said it. So that if I'm saying it, I just say it like that. I don't care what it is. Then I'll now find out what the meaning is. So that's the way that played too for me. So, everybody wins.
Yeah. So that's how we got into that video, and then you made something great out of it by saying some funny Russian words and all those things like that. You know, Papi, I've really enjoyed the few that you shared about you to me today. Like, you know. And guys, I would really like you to support him. He's a good music producer. He has some of his music samples all over the internet. You can ask him for his handle to get some of these. And then he also does clothes, merch, Papi collection. I think he's also wearing a Papi collection.
No, this is not a Papi.
This is not a Papi collection. Okay.
I
So
got a few.
yeah. So you got a few Papi collections right there, and they are all quality. So like I would let him, I'll allow him to share his Instagram handle and then some of his social media platforms so that I can connect to him and then also like transact with him too.
Yeah. Instagram was DonPaposky, you know. Just that.
DonPaposky.
Yeah. On IG.
Yeah. So like this is the ending of the show. I really hope you guys enjoyed the show, and then we are going to bring more great content. We want you guys to keep subscribing. We want to get to 10,000 before the ending of this year. Bye.